So we're going to talk about Section 8 housing today, and we're going to talk about it from a landlord standpoint. I think we can all agree that there is a housing shortage, and that's really driving some of this market activity we see in the real estate market. I've been talking to a lot of friends lately. I work with a lot of investors, and I think there's always some confusion about Section 8. And to be honest with you, I don't know a lot about it, so I have taken it upon myself to learn as much as I can. I'm going to continue to do that. I love to learn things anyway. So I'm going to talk about it from the standpoint of a Maine landlord, not New Hampshire, because there are different rules. But in New Hampshire, you can, as a landlord, refuse Section 8. In Maine, you cannot discriminate against somebody who's using housing assistance, so you can't refuse to show or rent to them because of that, just FYI from a fair housing perspective. So one of the things that landlords get a little tied up about with Section 8 is how much money they're going to pay and, you know, what kind of tenants am I going to get. So to qualify for Section 8, you can't have a criminal background, history, whatever. The tenants actually do get screened for the most part, and the housing authority does make a big point to say that the landlord should also check references, do background checks, whatever. You are allowed to do that, and you are allowed to refuse housing because of something you find in a background check or criminal history. And that's something that I help landlords with all the time, is doing those checks. So the other thing is that landlords get nervous about, can they evict a tenant still if they are Section 8? And you absolutely can still evict a tenant if they are defaulting on the lease. You can do that. You do have to let the housing authority know, but you still have absolutely every right as a landlord that you would normally have. The other thing that I hear a lot about is, when you're a Section 8 landlord, you have to have an inspection. At least once a year, the unit has to be inspected. And landlords are like, oh gosh, it's going to be inspected. Well, got printouts here. So I actually printed out the inspection checklist. If you want a copy of this, just to take a peek at it, you can either send me a message if you're watching this on Facebook Live right now, or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, just send me an email, and I'll email you back with the move-in inspection checklist. This is all pretty normal stuff that you would want in your property anyway. It's just like, there's no holes in the walls, the ceiling isn't leaking, et cetera, et cetera. So I do have that checklist. Here's a cool thing that I found out. Oh, actually, did I print that other thing out? I don't have it with me, so I'm gonna just talk about it a little bit. So there are voucher amounts so I looked at Berwick, South Berwick, Kittery, Elliott area in Maine, in York County, Maine, just to see for a few of my landlords how much money the voucher actually pays. And for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, a landlord could get $1,900. It's like $1,970, I think, for that. The 2-bedroom is somewhere in the $2,400 range, I think, or 3-bedroom, sorry, and then a 4-bedroom is $3,250. So the amounts that you're getting for rent are actually on par with market rent. Those are with utilities included, and then there is a formula you can use if you're not including utilities. So if you want information on that, also please just send me a message. It's kind of hard to find the information online, although it is there. So the thing I want to talk about is landlord incentives. So Maine Housing has a landlord participation incentive program, and I thought this was cool. I stumbled upon this, and I'm definitely going to be getting in touch with some of my investors and landlords today about this and sending them this information. So there are grants available to landlords for, if they have the initial inspection, to have a subsidized, a Section 8 tenant in their unit, and there are parts of the inspection that fail. There are grants available through Maine Housing to help a landlord pay for that stuff. Basically, the landlord pays $250 toward the repair, and the housing authority pays up to $5,000 per year for any fixes. Maine Public Housing Authority. So the Public Housing Authority may also take care of security deposits. Usually Section 8, the tenants have to take care of their own security deposits. So the Public Housing Authority may also reimburse landlords for up to $1,500 for any physical damages to a unit occupied by a Section 8 voucher holder. And then there's, obviously it's subject to the following, but there's, there's just a lot out there. They're really helping or really encouraging Maine landlords to accept this, to help these lower income people have a place to live. So this is all available. I have it all. I can send it to you if you send me a message below. And I'm going to continue to explore this and educate a little bit more about Section 8 and the pros and cons, because I'm sure there are some, especially in the state of Maine. I've been reading about a few things, but I want to read more before I educate you on it. You guys have a great day. If you have any questions, if you're looking for a multifamily property, you want to become a landlord, you've got questions about landlording, please by all means send me a message below and I will get back to you today on that. Have a great day.